What's up, you guys? Famous Ashley Grant here. Welcome to More Movement, Please, the podcast that inspires you to move your body more. Today's episode is for everyone who's been thinking about getting more active but doesn't know where to start. Maybe you haven't worked out in years. Maybe you never really worked out at all. Maybe you're intimidated by the gym, or you're confused by all the fitness advice out there, or you've tried it before and it just didn't stick. If that's you, this episode, consider it to be your starting point, because we're talking about your first week of movement. And think of it as a complete guide for beginners. So first things first, let's get one thing straight. You don't need to be in shape to start moving. You don't need special equipment. You don't need a gym membership. You don't even need to know what you're doing. All you need is to be willing to start. And starting, that's the hardest part. But I'm going to make it as simple as humanly possible for you. Because here's the thing about being a complete beginner. You already have an incredible advantage, and that's that you get to build your habits from scratch. This means that you can do it the right way from day one. You're not trying to break old patterns. You're creating new ones. So let's talk about that first week. Day one, the 5-minute commitment. Yeah, you heard me right. On your first day, I just want you to commit to 5 minutes. That's it. Not 30 minutes, not an hour, just 5 minutes. And you might be wondering why just 5 minutes? Well, because the goal isn't to exhaust you. It's not to overwhelm you. The goal is to prove to yourself you can do this. And 5 minutes is so achievable that you have no excuse not to do it. And I'll bet you when you complete it, you might go longer than 5 minutes. And if you do that, if you start that 5 minutes, you're already winning. You're already succeeding. What should you do in this 5 minutes? Honestly, it doesn't really matter that much. It could be something as simple as a walk around your house, some gentle stretching. You could put on a song that you love and just dance to it. The point is, I want you to move your body intentionally for just 5 minutes. Just start. Day 2, repeat and observe. So day 2 is simple. I want you to just do another 5 minutes. But this time, I want you to pay attention to how it feels. Are you sore from that 5 minutes you spent yesterday? If so, it's normal. Are you energized? That's awesome. Or are you dreading it? You know what? That's okay too. Just notice how you feel and do your 5 minutes again anyway. This right here, this simple 5 minutes, it's where you start building a habit. You're showing up again. Consistency, it's everything, especially in week 1. On day 3, add a little variety. You might be feeling a little more confident, and that's great. Today, I want you to try something just a little bit different. If you walked in the first 2 days, try some stretching. If you danced, try a walk. The goal is to start exploring different types of movement and see which ones you enjoy. Because fitness doesn't have to mean that you're running on a treadmill or lifting weights. It can be yoga, dancing, walking, biking, swimming. Anything that gets your body moving, it's a win. All right, let's talk about day 4. This is, I guess you'd call it a gentle movement day. Because here's something a lot of beginners don't realize. Rest is actually part of the process. I do what I call active rest days. And the reason I do that is because I know that my body does need time to recover. And this is really crucial, especially when you're just starting out. So on day 4, you have a choice. If you're feeling good, do another 5 minutes of gentle movement. If you're sore or you're tired, maybe take a rest day. But I don't mean don't do anything. Maybe just do a simple walk, nothing really crazy. Don't feel guilty about it. Rest is productive. And if you do want to move, but you're sore, try like gentle yoga or stretching. That is one of my favorite ways to recover on those active recovery days is stretching. I'm obsessed with stretching. I'll put a link in the show notes with my favorite stretch classes that I take on YouTube, and maybe one of them will resonate with you. Whenever you're stretching, this can actually help you with your soreness, and it still gets your body moving. Day 5, increase things just a little. You've been doing 5 minutes every day. It's feeling easy. Today, I want you to bump it up to 10 minutes. And notice I didn't say get crazy and triple or quadruple it. We're increasing things gradually. And if 5 minutes still feels challenging, it's fine. Stick with 5. There's no rush. The only person that you're competing with is yourself from yesterday. On day 6, I want you to celebrate. I want you to celebrate every single milestone you get to in your fitness journey. I'm obsessive about this. I love celebrating these milestones that I'm having. I celebrated on day 50. I celebrated on day 100. I celebrated when I got to 200 workouts. I'm going to celebrate again whenever I get to 300 workouts. It's so important to celebrate because you're telling your body, hey, I'm doing something awesome and I'm so proud of myself. Maybe tell a friend about what you've accomplished. Or you could do what I'm doing and post about it every day online. And treat yourself to something nice. Acknowledge that you're doing something really difficult and you're showing up for yourself. But you still got to move today. Yep. Even if it's just another 5 minutes. In fact, especially if it's just another 5 minutes, I want you to make sure you're moving today. On day 7, I want you to start reflecting and planning. Do your movement session of 5 minutes at the very least, and then take some time to reflect on what happened this week. What did you enjoy about the week? What was harder than you expected? What felt good? And what do you want to try next week? This reflection is important because it's going to start helping you figure out what's working for you, what you actually enjoy. Maybe you discovered you're enjoying walks, or maybe you realized that stretching is what makes you feel the most amazing right now. Or perhaps it's that you enjoyed dancing so much in your living room that it's just the best thing ever. Use the information that you gathered in week 1 to start planning week 2. And yes, there better be a week 2, and then a week 3, and beyond. It's kind of like what Rhonda said in our fitness interview series. I'll leave a link to that in the show notes as well. She said in that 21 days is what you need to build a habit. So I want you to go a minimum of 3 weeks and really build this habit into your daily life. Now let's talk about some common beginner mistakes that I want you to avoid. Number 1, doing too much too soon. Now look, I'm completely guilty of this because I jumped in like full throttle. I fully recognize this. At the same time, though, I had been moving a little bit for a little while. I had been trying to implement workouts into my life for about a year and a half before I went really nuts. But I really enjoyed it, so I went for it. And I see this all the time. People get so excited, they go from 0 to working out an hour every day, and they burn out or they get injured within less than a week. Don't be that person. Start small, but do build as gradually as you can and as soon as you can. Mistake number 2 is comparing yourself to others. Someone else's week 1 might look totally different from yours, and that's okay. The only comparison that matters is you versus you from the past. And mistake number 3 is waiting for motivation. Stop it. Don't wait until you feel motivated, because motivation, it's unreliable. You're not going to always feel like moving. I don't, but I do it anyway, and you should too. That's called discipline, and it's what builds habits. And finally, mistake number 4 is that all or nothing thinking. You think if you miss a day, you failed. Well, you know what? If you miss a day, you didn't fail as long as you get back to it the next day, because progress isn't linear. So here's what I want you to remember from this. Every single person who's fit now was once a beginner. Every athlete, every person that regularly goes to the gym, every fitness influencer, they all started from 0. And you can too. Your first week, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to happen if you want to actually show up for yourself and begin your fitness journey. Move your body, even if it's just 5 minutes. Prove to yourself you can do this, because let me tell you, you can. And remember, I believe in you and I think you should move. That's the whole point of this podcast, is I want more movement in your life. Onwards and upwards, my friends. Have you worked out today?